All right, welcome to the Thursday lineup builder. We're going to go through Fanduel and DraftKings, starting with Fanduel first because you can kind of do whatever the heck you want because there's an ample amount of salary, and they deemed it that you can play anybody, anywhere, at any time based on this slate. So I always like to start with the player pool, try to narrow that down, make your lineup decisions a lot easier. For me, at quarterback, I'm leaning to two guys, CJ Bailey at 9,800 and Byron Brown at 9,400. I think Brown's just a solid all around play. Each of them provides a good amount of wheels. They can run, they can throw, good game environments for each. So I think that is your top two quarterback plays. And so far, all the lineups that I've built have I've played around with some. Typically, I would play two quarterbacks, two running backs, and then the three wideouts. Some on this slate, I experimenting a little bit with three running back builds because of the limited slate. But I will have Bailey and Brown together a good amount. So let's plug both of them in as a sample lineup here. Running back wise, I think Darius Taylor's a great play. I think everybody thinks he's a great play. There's a reason why he's priced so much higher than everybody. He's easy to fit because pricing's so soft. I think at worst case scenario, you're looking at probably 70 yards and 1 to 2 touchdowns. Is he going to meet value on a given week at that point because of this matchup? I don't think so. But in the confines of this particular slate, he is useful for that. In this scenario, also, I would say Dylan Jones, one of the better plays. We're going to talk more about him on DK, but I think he's definitely in play. Sire Gaines is in play. He was banged up a little in camp, but I think he should be a part of your player pool, and you should take some shots as him being a potential bring back for Byron Brown. And in those three running back builds, he is viable. I just prefer Jones a little bit more. Hollywood Smothers is probably in play as well. 87. I'm not getting to him as much. Emmett Johnson, 82. Clear workhorse back for Nebraska. And then Miles Montgomery is going to be a guy that we're going to want exposure to. 7,700 is a just great price tag for him. He came out with in the depth chart for Central Florida, and he's the clear number one. No, or Jaden Nixon had been vying for that. And as I mentioned the other day, I think Bangura at 68 is an intriguing option. I don't think you need to go there on a normal week. If the pricing was tighter, I think that would be a very interesting play. But I'd much rather come up for Miles Montgomery here at 7,700. So let's plug in Montgomery, and then let's just plug in Dylan Jones, just for the heck of it in this scenario. But like I said, Taylor, Gaines, Smothers, Johnson, all well in play to mix and match for you there. Wide receiver wise, I'll take this game by game because it's going to be a little bit easier. Boise State, I would lean into Chris Marshall for Boise at 5,500. That's a good value option for us. He's been great through fall camp. I think he's going to be the guy who takes over for that Cam Camper spot, and you're going to want exposure to him. He's a great bring back option for that Byron Brown. And then if you're looking to pair Byron Brown, 6,600 to Sean Singleton is going to be your guy. He was banged up a little last year, similar to Brown, but he's going to be a good play. So those would be your two wide receivers you would play out of this game. Rutgers wise, let's look at them. I wouldn't play a wide receiver from Ohio. It's not necessary on this slate. Ian Strong, 8,500 is my top option. DT Sheffield's priced up, but Strong has that connection with the Greek rifle at Athene Calic Manis. I like taking shots on Ian Strong in this spot. So let's just chuck him in. Why not? And then UCF, Jacksonville State, no shot. I'm touching a wide receiver here. NC State, I'm going to lean into Justin Jolie. He's the only guy that I'm willing to take shots on, but I don't think you need to. I think you could play Bailey and Brown naked if you want. Naked means with no wide receivers, no stacks. Anthony Smith is in play. He's a big play threat. And Yannick Smith would be the other guy in play. I prefer Yannick to Anthony just because Yannick played that outside spot real well last year when he started late in the year, 60 or more receiving yards in each of the final 4 to 5 games. He really came on strong with the injuries, and then Chase Soul sitting out. I think he takes over that Chase Soul role, and then I think Anthony Smith remains in his similar spot. Minnesota Buffalo, full of void for me on FanDuel. Nebraska Cincinnati. Dane Key, I think, is a great play at 7,700 on this slate. On FanDuel specifically, I think he's more of the yards and touchdown leader, whereas Ja'Cory Barney is your PPR guy. Gives him a little more viability on DK. And then Cyrus Allen, I think, is moderately interesting. Same thing with Jeff Caldwell. We just don't know who the number one for Cincinnati is going to be, and I don't think you need it on this particular slate. I'd much rather take the Boise State kid Marshall at 5,500 than take shots on Caldwell and Allen. I probably will have a Caldwell here or there. It's just an ill-advised thing to do, in my opinion. And then looking at wide receiver-wise over here, I don't think you play anybody from Wisconsin. I think they're run-based. I think you stick to Dylan Jones. Similarly, I don't think you play any Miami of Ohio guys. Not on this site. It's not necessary. So if we play around with this, let's just say we don't want Dylan Jones. Let's just say we want let's just say we really do want to play Darius Taylor. I'll just show you how easy it is to get Darius Taylor in here. So right there, boom. Let's go down. We got Ian Strong. Let's go get Chris Marshall for Boise. Boom. And now I've got 6,600. Oh, look. Here's Keshawn Singleton. Ding. So now I've got Singleton and Brown stacked together, Byron Brown. With a bring back from Chris Marshall, that's an option. You can also go, hey, I don't want to stack Byron Brown. I'm just thinking he's going to use his legs. Boom. I got Justin Jolie right here. Now I got Bailey Jolie. I got Ian Strong for his touchdown equity. I got Darius Taylor for a guaranteed touchdown because he's scoring at least one, probably two. So 20 points feels like the minimum on him. Miles Montgomery, I get in, yada, yada, right? Then that you can still populate around and play around. You can get Dane Key into one of these spots if you want to drop down from Darius Taylor into a Dylan Jones. You can go up. Let's just play with this. So if I want to take those two out, and then let's say I want Dane Key in here over Jolie for more touchdown equity there. So I'll take Dane Key. That way I've got a little bit more of straight X wideouts, the guys on the outside, better chance to score touchdowns, especially long ones. I've got 95-50 left. I mean, it's simple to throw in, let's just say Emmett. Well, you got Emmett Johnson, Hollywood Smothers in here. You could throw them in. You could go Sire Gaines here. That's an option. So like you get your equity, plenty of equity in here. You also still be able to go get Darius Taylor. And that hurts. Yeah, I was hoping I could get Bankura there. But anyway, then there's options of being able to go, okay, I want to play something similar, but I just want Byron Brown as a single. Okay, now we're going to be able to do this 82. So we can go 77 and we can get Hollywood Smothers. So boom, that's a 3-back set with a 3 wide receiver set that I'm very confident in.